Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to the new lesson that is rate. And in case you forgot, in case you wanted to visit the previous topics, I think I'll drop the link there on the description or in the comment section so that you can watch it out, especially the topics like compounds and etc. And in case you also want to join our WhatsApp uh, WhatsApp group, then I'll leave that link also in the description or the comment section. So don't forget to subscribe and let's start the session. Now this is about rates and also a little bit of proportions in a bit, but mostly rates. So the first question is asking you that or telling you that Joroge, a person that moved 50 bricks from the ground floor to the second floor. Okay, to the second floor of a building in 25 minutes. So calculate his rate of work. So very easy question. So rate of work is basically given by the work that you did, okay, divided by the duration. So he moved 50, or it can be work or amount of things. So he moved 50 bricks in 20 minutes. So 50 bricks in 25 minutes. So it's supposed to take 50 bricks divided by 25 minutes to give you 25 goes into 52 times. So it's just 2 bricks per minute. So that is his rate of work. Okay, or you can ask yourself if 25 minutes takes that's the total time that you take to move 50 bricks. So what about 1 minute? That's the rate. So just do 1 times 50 over 25. So basically you get 25 no, so 2 bricks per minute again. 2 bricks per minute. So question 2 is the same nature but somehow different. So the question is asking you that 5 men, or telling you that 5 men can take 20 days to cultivate a piece of land. Okay, it takes 20 days to cultivate a piece of land. So, full stop, how many days will 50 men take to cultivate the same piece of land working at the same rate? Tamam. So again, we have men and we have the number of days. So 5 men can take 20 days to cultivate a piece of land. So let's find the rate first, and then we'll find how many days will 50 men take to cultivate the same piece of land working the same rate. So the rate we've said is either the work or the men that are doing it divided by the duration. So you take 5 divided by 20, giving you 5 divided by 20, 1 over 4, right? But now there's something that I'm also worrying, which I might get it wrong. So let's do it the other way, the other formula. Now, how many days will 50 men take to cultivate? So how about 50 men? Sasa wewe wajua kwa watu tano wachukua more days. If there are a lot of men, then it usually takes less days. So you take 20, which is above the question mark, multiplied by the lesser, which is the 5 over 50. So 20 times 5 gives you 100. Divided by 50, it gives you 2. So obviously, how many days? 2 days. For question 3, 12 men can do a piece of work in 15 days. So how many days can 30 men take to complete the same piece of work? You can pause the video, try it out by yourself. So hopefully you've tried it out by yourself. Let's do it together. So you know the number of men is 12. Okay. The number of days is 15 days. How many days can 30 men take to complete the same piece of work? So how many days. So you ask yourself, if they're 30, how many more days will they take? Now above the question mark is 15. Now start to multiply. Now if obviously if you have moment, then you'll take less days, so you'll take the lesser, which is 12, over the more. So multiply by 12 over 30. So 15 goes into 30 two times, 2 goes into 12, 6. So you have 6 days, which is correct. Now question 4 is a very not difficult question, but somehow tricky question to say. Now the question is saying that there's a tap A, which can fill a tank in 5 hours. Tap B can fill the same tank in 10 hours, while tap C can empty the tank in 8 hours when full in one day. Tap A and tap B were opened at the same time for 2 hours. Then tap C was opened. Find the fraction of the tank filled by tap A and B in 2 hours. Okay, now let's find the rate of each one of the tap. Now we know the tap A, but for now the ones that are much important is tap A and tap B. So for tap A, since it fills a whole tank, let's say a tank represents 1, then you ask yourself, what about 1 hour? So basically it's just 1 times 1 divided by 5, which eventually it should give you 1 over 5 rather than me writing all of this down. So just know it's a fifth per hour. For tab B is basically the same thing. So if tab B can take 10 hours, so the rate will be 1 over 10. Just do the reciprocal or per hour. So yeah. So one fills 1 over 5 and the other one fills 1 over 10. So now when you've opened both of them for those 2 hours, you add the rates first. So 1 over 5 plus 1 over 10. Now 1 over 5 plus 1 over 10 should give you at least, if I'm not wrong, should give you 3 over 10. That is per hour. Now remember, it's asking you in 2 hours, not in 1 hour. So if in 1 hour it can fill 3 over 10, so what about 2 hours? So basically you multiply the rate with the number of hours that you have there. So 3 over 10 times 3 times 2, 6. It gives you 6 over 10, which you can simplify to give you 3 over 5. So basically that's your answer. Is it hard? No, it's not hard. Now let's go to question B now. Okay, question B, the time taken to fill the remaining part of the tank when all the 3 taps were opened. So you know that tap A fills 5 hours, the other one fills 10 hours, but for tap C it usually empties and doesn't fill in. So the rate for tap A we know is 1 over 5 per hour. The rate for tab B is 1 over 10 per hour. The rate for tab C is supposed to be 1 over 8, but remember it empties, so bear that in mind. Now, the one that was filled was 3 over 5. So the remaining fraction unfilled, or the remaining fraction unfilled will be 5 over 5 minus 3 over 5, which gives you obviously 2 over 5. So now that 2 over 5 will be filled by tab A, B, and C. But now let's find out the addition of all those 3 tabs. So 1 over 5, or the rate of the 3 tabs, plus 1 over 10 plus 1 over 8. Okay, if we take 1 over 5 plus 1 over 10, obviously it will give you the one that we got, but let's just use a calculator for that now. But I don't prefer students using a calculator, even though they're in grade 10. I prefer them using their own minds. So if you add all of those, but now I'm correct at one point. It's not supposed to be addition on 1 over 8. It's supposed to be minus, right? Because your tab C usually empty. So when it's empty, you're supposed to be subtracting. So if you add those two and then subtract with 1/8, you get 7/40 per hour. Now in 1 hour, so again, we know that in 1 hour, those 3 tabs can fill 7/40. Then you ask yourself, what about 2/5 of the fraction that remained? Now, this is not 2/5 hours, but 2/5 of the fraction that remained. So 1 hour, 1 times 2/5, divide by this one, which is just changes to multiplication times the reciprocal of 40/7. Okay, so if you take 2/5 times 40/7 times times 1, it just gives you 16/7. Or let's say, to be precise, I'm not sure, but let's say 2 point something, but for now let's take 2 hours and 17 minutes if it's possible. So this is the duration that it takes, or the time that it takes to fill the remaining part of the tank. Now there's another question, also somehow tricky. Pause the video, try it out. Question 5. The internal radius of a cylindrical tank is 0.35 meters. Water flows into the tank at the rate of 38.5 centimeter cube per second. Calculate the height of the water in the tank after 2¼ hours. Okay, it's very simple. Now, we don't know the current volume of that cylinder, because we don't have the height. Otherwise, if they gave us the volume, then it could have been easy to find the height. But we can search for the volume, right? And how do you search it? Now they told you that it was open, I think somehow the tank was filled after 2¼ hours. So you ask yourself, now what about those 2¼ hours? But since, remember that this is volume rate. Now your volume rate is very important for you to note it down somewhere. So it's 38.5 cubic centimeter per second, right? Let me draw something here. So yeah, so that's the volume rate. Now we know that 2¼ hours, because since this is in seconds, you need to change hours into seconds. So 2¼ hours times 3,600, because 1 hour gives you 3,600 seconds. You can rewrite it as 2.25 hours times 3,600 seconds. Let's see how much it gives you. If you use your calculator, 2.25 times 3,600 gives you 8,100. So 8,100 seconds. Now let's find the volume that entered the tank. So we know that that 1 second, usually you get 38.5 cubic centimeter. So you ask yourself, what about 8,100 seconds? So you just multiply. So you take 8,100 times 38.5 divided by 1, or again, I'll take the rate times the duration, which is very easy. So yeah, so you got that times 38.5, and you'll get 311,850. So basically you get 311,850 cubic centimeter, which is quite big to say so. Now this is centimeter cube. Now for you to change maybe into cubic meter, but yeah, for you to change into cubic meter, it means that you need to divide it by 1,000,000, because remember that 1 cubic meter is equal to 1 cubic meter is just equal to 1,000,000 centimeter cube. So basically you divide by 1,000,000, sorry for that, to give you 0.31185 cubic meters. So that's the volume that we desired, but we haven't got the answer yet. Now since we know that that is the volume, and you know that volume equal to pi r² height, now we need to find the height. Now we know that pi let's just leave it as pi times r squared 0.35 squared times our height, which is unknown. You know that the volume is 0.31185 cubic meters. Now remember that 0.35 is in meters, so you don't need to change it in centimeters. Now for you now to get height, so you just need to take 0.31185 divide by pi times 0.35 squared. Okay, ile ambazo ziko hapa utadivide now upande mwingine to give you a correct answer and a direct answer. Tamam. So that one gives you how much? Just if you take 0.31185 divided by pi times 0.35 squared, then if you take 0.31185, let's divide it by that, and it gives us 891 divided by 350 pi, which is just 0.810 meters. So your answer is 0.810 meters. So that is your answer. So I think, yeah, it's understandable. Let's go to the last question. But the last question is asking you about bags. 6 bags of maize can feed 15 chicken for 12 days. How many days will 3 bags of maize feed 45 chicken? Also use the same ideology, but now this is somehow broad. So again, you'll write bags here. You'll write, I think, children. But let's write days. Then let's write children. Okay, the number of bags was 6, number of children was 15, and it usually took 12 days. The number of bags now is 3. The number of children will be, is it 45 children or it's chicken? So it's children. I was wondering how is chicken. Okay, so 16, 15 chicken, and then we have 45 chicken, but we don't know the number of days, which is somehow very easy. Now you start by writing this 12. So 12 times. Now you assume something to be constant. So let's say for now, let's assume the chicken to be constant, and let's make it to be 1 and 1 chicken. Okay, so we say that 6 bags of maize can feed 1 chicken 12 days. So about 3 bags. Will it take more days or less days? Right, you ask yourself, 1 chicken feeding on 3 bags, will he take more or less? Obviously he will take less days because he has less number of bags, so times 3/6. Now again, hide this one and assume that you have 1 bag and 1 bag, but you don't hide the other side. So instead you won't hide this one, and now we'll assume that bags are constant. Now you ask yourself, if 1 bag can feed 15 chicken in 12 days, how about that 1 bag? Will it take more days to feed 45 chicken? Will it take more days or less days? It'll take more days, okay, because they're huge, they are lots. So times 45/15. So 12 times 3/6, 12 times a half, times 45/15, which is just, if you divide it by 5 and 5, it gives you 9. It gives you 3. Then 9 divided by 3 gives you around 3. So and then 12 times 3, that's 6, divided by 2 just gives you 18. So he'll need 18 days. Okay, tamam. So don't forget again to subscribe and follow more content. Also again, we have videos there on the link on the description. You can see using those videos. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.